Hello friends, I'm Julia, here today with your 15-minute Yoga Pilates workout. This is a full body strengthening and toning practice to help you get moving and truly feel your best. So if you're ready, let's begin. We're going to start this practice in our seated hero position, kneeling at the back edge of our mat. Inhaling, we reach our hands above our head, meeting our hands together, interlacing our hands. We reach from side to side, lengthening through our spine, really reaching up, opening up our arms. We're going to interlace our hands behind our back, coming into our chest opener, maybe placing our hands down on the ground behind us, meeting in the all fours position, lifting up through our center. We're going to reach our right foot out behind us, and we're going to rock back and forth with our heel, waking up our back leg, lengthening through our calf muscle and hamstring. And we're going to lift up our leg, and we're just going to do some toe taps, tapping our toe down and lifting up. Moving at our own pace here, keeping both hip bones squared down to the mat. We're going to lift up our left arm, so opposite arm is leg. We're going to open everything out to the side and lower down to the mat. Then we're going to reach our right leg and left arm back out, open them both out to the side a couple inches, bring it back to the center and back in. And we're just going to repeat this flow, lifting up our left arm and right leg, opening out to the side, bringing back to center and lowering. Really lifting up through our center here, opening out to the side, coming back to center and lowering. And now last time, opening out to the side, center, lower. We're going to extend our left foot now out behind us. With our toes tucked under, we're going to rock our heel forward and back. Rocking forward and back. Lifting up, we're going to do our toe tap, so touching our toes down to the ground and lifting up. Moving at our own pace here. Paying attention to lifting up our center, and both our hips are square. Now we're going to extend our right arm out. We're going to extend out to the side, center, and lower. Extend, open out to the side, center, and lower. Just repeating this. Wonderful job, everyone. Center and lower. Lifting up, opening out to the side, center, and lower. Now we're just going to release in our child's pose for a moment. Tuning back into our breath, feeling centered, grounded on our mats. Walking our hands back, we're rolling up through our spine, reaching our hands up in the hero position into heart center. Placing our hands on the mat, we're tucking under our toes, lifting our knees up to our down dog, and we're going to work through our foot pedals, lifting up one heel, reaching the other heel down to the mat, and switching. Feeling the strength in our arms holding us up, lengthening through our legs, reaching both heels down to the mat. We're going to shift from our plank back to our down dog, engaging our center, strengthening our arms here, lowering to the plank, and lifting to the down dog. Moving at whatever pace is feeling good for us in this present moment. Really lifting up through our belly button here, maybe rolling through our spine as we come up and down. Bending our knees, we're going to walk our feet to meet our hands at the front of the mat, releasing in our forward fold. We can tuck our fingers underneath our feet, coming into our gorilla position. Choosing to bend our knees, or maybe keep them straightened. Just releasing here, really letting go of our neck, maybe shaking our head from side to side, maybe nodding our head. Untucking our hands, we're going to bend our knees and swan dive up with our flat back, meeting our hands at heart center in our mountain position. reaching our hands above our head, looking up to the sky, and hands to heart center. Standing back tall in our mountain pose, a big inhale, reaching our hands up and back to heart center. Opening up one more time, a big inhale, reaching our hands above our head, and now we bend our knees, swan dive forward into our forward fold. We're going to step back into our plank. We're going to rock forward and back, lifting up through our center. We can lower our knees down, untucking our toes, lowering down with control, elbows hugging in, and push up either into our cobra or into our baby cobra. We're opening up through our chest, dropping our shoulders down, lowering down to our belly, and pressing all the way back into our child's pose. Shifting into our modified plank, we're going to flow through here, lowering down to our belly, and pressing up either into our cobra or into our baby cobra, lowering down with control, and pressing all the way back to our child's pose. Flowing here again, shifting into our modified plank, lowering with our elbows hugging in, pushing up to our cobra or to our baby cobra, lowering to our belly, and pushing all the way back to our child's pose. Shifting to our modified plank, lowering down with control, up to our cobra, down to our mat, shifting to our child's pose, and releasing here. Maybe shifting our hips from side to side in our child's pose, just letting go, feeling a stretch in the outsides of our hips. We're going to walk our hands back, rolling up through our spine, reaching our hands up into heart center in our hero position. Then we're going to swivel around our legs, reaching our legs out in front of us, planting our feet on the mat. We're going to lift up one toe and the other toe, coming into our boat position. We're engaging through our center. We're finding our balance. With a nice straight spine, we can extend our arms out, maybe choosing to extend our legs, or we can keep our legs bent, maybe choosing to place our hands behind our knees. We have lots of options here. Doing whatever feels comfortable for our body in this present moment. We're going to lower our toes down. We're going to roll down to the mat with control. We're going to shift our knees from side to side, releasing our lower back. We're going to hug one knee into our chest, extending the other leg long along the mat. We're going to lift up through our upper body and pulse our knee in twice and then switch. We're moving through our single leg stretch, really engaging through our center, lifting up our upper body off the mat, pulsing our knee in twice and switching, moving at our own pace here. Really pressing our belly button down into the mat. Maybe connecting our breath in with our movement. Hugging everything in a tight ball, lifting up our upper body and lowering. Wonderful job, everyone. Now we're going to place our hands underneath our hips, lifting both toes up to the sky, and we're going to do our double leg lower, lowering both legs down and lifting back up, making sure that our back stays planted on our mat and we don't have any space underneath our spine in the mat. Really engaging through our center, lowering our legs down and lifting up. We're going to lower our toes down to the mat, untucking our hands. We're going to hug both knees into the chest, lifting up our upper body, and we're coming into our double-legged stretch. So we're reaching our legs out and then hugging everything in. So we're going to reach out with our arms and legs, move our arms around and hug everything in. reaching out, circling our hands around, and repeating. Reaching arms and legs out, circling our arms around, and hugging our knees into our chest. Really lifting through our upper body. And we always have the option to lower down our head for a modification if we're taking care of our neck. Feeling the engagement and the strengthening of our core here. Moving at our own pace. Lifting up and extending our arms. Lowering our head down, lowering one toe at a time down to the mat. We're going to shift our knees from side to side, releasing our lower back. We can scoot our feet in a bit closer. And we're going to roll up through our spine, coming into our bridge flows. And rolling back down. Rolling up through our spine, engaging our glutes, engaging our hamstrings, and rolling down. Maybe choosing to move a bit quicker through this flow, maybe moving a little bit slower. Whatever is feeling good for us and our body in this present moment. Now we're going to do some pulses at the top. So we're going to lift up our hips another inch or so and lower and just pulse. Lifting at the top, we're going to tuck under our shoulders, interlacing our hands underneath our back, and we're going to lift up our heels here. Just holding. Maybe tuning back into our breath here. Maybe lifting up our hips another inch up. Untucking our shoulders, lowering our heels down. We're going to lift up another inch and then lower down. We're hugging our knees into our chest, lifting up our upper body and lowering down to the mat, lowering our toes down. We're going to reach one arm above our head and we're going to move over onto our side. We can place our hand on our head and our arm out in front of us for stability. Our knees are bent at a 90-degree angle, and we're going to lift up our top knee, keeping our toes together and lower. We're moving through our clamshells, lifting up our knee and lowering, really engaging through the side of our hip. We're still lifting up through our center, and our toes are staying together. Now we're going to lift up our toes off the mat, and we're going to do the same movement, opening up our knee, keeping our toes together. So opening and closing in our clamshell. Now we're going to extend our leg. After we open up our knee, extend our leg, bring our toes together and lower. Open, extend the leg, toes together, lower. Open, extend, toes together, lower. And lowering down both feet. We're going to roll onto our back and we're going to stretch out that hip that we just used. We're going to cross our foot over, moving into our figure 4 stretch. Really releasing that hip muscle. Maybe shifting our knees from side to side here. We're going to reach both feet up to the sky, placing our feet down on the mat, and we're going to swivel over, moving into our clamshells on our other side. We're going to lay down on our side, bending our knees at a 90-degree angle, lifting up through our center, and we're going to open up our top knee and lower, keeping our toes together, engaging through our hip muscle. Lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. Now we're going to lift up both toes and keep going with our clamshells, lifting up our top knee and lowering, really using the sides of our hip, keeping our toes planted together. And now we're going to extend our leg. Once we open up our knee, extend the leg, toes together, lower. Open, extend the leg, toes together, lower. Moving at our own pace here. We're going to lower our toes down, rolling onto our back, and we're going to stretch that hip that we just used. Inner figure 4 stretch. Really releasing the muscle, letting go. Maybe shifting our knees from side to side here. Or holding in the center. We're going to extend both legs up to the sky. We're going to bend our knees, reaching towards the outside part of our feet. And we're releasing in our happy baby position. Just letting go. Maybe taking a moment just to thank ourselves for taking time to focus on ourselves, focus on our health and our mental well-being. We can bring our legs together. Releasing our feet. We're going to rock up, meeting in our cross-legged seated position. We're going to reach our hands above our head, taking a big cleansing inhale, and hands to heart center. Opening up, taking a big cleansing inhale, breathing in, and hands to heart center. Opening our hands up one more time, taking a big cleansing inhale, and meeting our hands at heart center. And together we say, Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today for this practice. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. If you enjoyed this practice, don't forget to click that thumbs up down below and subscribe to stay up to date with new yoga practices coming soon.